In the expressive world of modern contemporary art, one artist is thinking inside the box to break convention. This artist is Armand Rahman. He is shocking the art world with rapid growth as one of the world's fastest selling and most controversial artists on the rise. He doesn't paint on canvas, he paints on walls. And it's his new thoughts on framing that have critics opening their mouths and collectors their wallets. April O'Neil, our arts and cultural correspondent, talks with Armand.
It was simple to me. In the evolving aesthetic of this modern era, the frame gives your art context. And what better frame than a house?
The whole house, which you say is just a frame, how do you pick the wall for your masterpiece?
Well, I think Michelangelo might have said it best about sculpting David. He simply removed the old cabinets and linoleum that wasn't David and set him free.
Okay, so then the frame is the easy part.
Oh no. You'd be surprised what actually goes into it.
Framing. 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 Contemporary artists are so driven to bring the new, swinging a sledgehammer at the walls of convention. I say build the walls. Embellish them a little bit with some nice trim, some modern appliances. Throw a roof on that sucker.
There are those who say you're less innovator and more of a renovator. Your sales over the last 6 months are soaring, with each of your paintings being sold in prime real estate locations like San Francisco, New York, Paris. Is there anything to the criticism that you might just be a general contractor with eccentric flair?
No. That's just petty groveling of jealous foes. Provincial know-nothings. I know what they think they see when they attempt to view my art. Listen, I create my art like I live my life. I imply vast depth, the cool mist of pure perception, merely moistening the lips of unquenchable collectors. Beyond this illusory facade, the imagination just hits a proverbial wall.
Armand, can you tell us a little bit about how you make your masterpieces?
Well, I can't tell you everything. But it's all about layers. The layers create depth. Depth is what people connect with. You can paint a wall a beautiful lavender color and that might appeal to a certain, visual aesthetic, but you can't just paint a wall and call it art. True art takes depth. As far as my case goes, that's where I create depth. I start with the foundation, the studs. Put a little drywall on them. Then I put some mud. I explore a paradox of texture with the mud, sculpting the level, I like to say. Then, it's more of a game after that.
A game?
Well, I let the colors kind of call to me, my impulses, it's all more intuition. Like, for instance, here's a sketch of a future piece I'm working on. Hello, come on in.
Well, thank you.
We're almost finished up in here. You can start to see we've got the floors in. This nice accent, kind of antique oak, going really well, complementary, little dichotomy. Come on in, I'll show you the kitchen. Got this little nook going on, some beautiful striped accents. Gives the room a little pop, and I'm pretty proud of this pocket door. You don't see a whole lot of that in modern art. And of course the kitchen. The kitchen's always got some nice sheen to it. This granite costs a pretty penny, but people really love it, so you really can't go wrong with it,
Armand, pardon my maybe silly question, but do your patrons ever confuse where are regular walls and where is your masterpiece wall?
Well, no, it's not really possible. The art speaks for itself. It's as plain as day. You've got your focal point, your horizon line, secondary focal point. Discerning art, one of my collectors, there's never a question in their mind. Everything else here is merely just the glitz and glamour of the sheen of gold leaf on the edge of a frame. It's worthless, in my opinion. This is it. This is what the party's about.
Whatever your opinion is, the art market doesn't lie. Armand's paintings, have been selling like $100 bills from a blind bank teller, and for right around market price.
What were you like in high school?
Funny enough, I flunked art. My narrow-minded art teacher couldn't see the genius of my macaroni hot glue retrospective on world dictators.
What about your peers?
Well, I was voted most likely to create a suicide cult, but I always took that as a complimentary merit of charm, I guess.